Hello everyone, welcome to Algebra 1 class. This is Mom Joy and I'm here to help you out in your next math journey. We are now on Chapter 2, Lesson 3 of Linear Equations and Inequalities. Lesson 2.3, Multiplication Property of Equality. In this video, we're going to learn how to use multiplication property of equality to solve an equation and use the addition and multiplication properties of equality together to solve an equation. So here's the brain teaser of this lesson. So shall we read together? Ready? If 21% of your monthly pay is withheld for federal income taxes, and another 8% is withheld for Social Security, state income tax, and other miscellaneous items, leaving you with 29,625 baht a month as take-home pay. Then the amount you earned before the deductions were removed from your check is given by the equation G minus 0.21 G minus 0.08 G is equals to 29,625. Represented by the variable G, how much is your gross income? So guys, you may give your solutions by writing down comments below and we'll get back to you. Moving on to the next property of equality, the multiplication property of equality. It says, for any three algebraic expression A, B, and C, where C is equals to 0, if A is equals to B, then A times C is equals to B times C. In words, multiplying both sides of an equation by the same non-zero number, here we have the C, that will not change the solution set. Next property, the identity property of multiplication. This property states that for any number x, x times 1 is equals to x. For example, 2/3 times 1. But we're going to write 1 in terms of a fraction 3/3. Why 3/3? We just simply use 3 because the denominator of the first fraction is 3. So 2 times 3 is equals to 6. 3 times 3 is equals to 9. And we need to simplify. So 6 and 9 are both divisible by 3. So 6 divided by 3 is 2 and 9 divided by 3 is equals to 3. Therefore, the final answer is 2/3, which is the same as the original value, 2/3. So remember that the number 1 can be written in other forms like fraction. Okay? Next, the inverse property of multiplication. It states that for every non-zero number n times 1/n, which is the inverse of n, is equals to n times 1 is n, and n is still n. So n/n is equals to 1. So guys, it is important to consider this portion of the statement. So this is only applicable for non-zero number n. Otherwise, we cannot divide any number by 0 because that will give us an undefined solution. This time, we have these 3 additional properties. The first one, reflexive property, which is A is equals to A. The symmetric property, if A is equals to B, then B is equals to A. And the transitive property, if A is equals to B and B is equals to C, then A is equals to C. Before we proceed with our examples, I want you to understand what does one-step equations mean. When we say one-step equation, we only have to perform one mathematical operation in order to solve the equation. Okay, so you can either add, subtract, multiply, or divide to solve that one-step equation. and therefore the objective is to have the variable by itself on one side of the equation. For example, we have an equation 8n is equals to 32. In order to eliminate 8, we need the coefficient 8 to become 1. And in order for 8 to become 1, we have to divide it by itself, which is 8. And don't forget the rule of thumb, whatever you do to the left side of the equation, you have to do as well on the right side of the equation. Okay, so therefore, to eliminate 8, we have to divide 8 to the left side and right side. So 8 divided by 8 is equals to 1 or 1n, and 32 divided by 8 is equals to 4. Next example, x over 9 is equals to 11. How are we going to eliminate 9? Remember, this x has a coefficient 1 in front. Therefore, the equation is equivalent to 1 over 9x is equals to 11. So the coefficient is 1 over 9. Therefore, to undo 1 over 9, or in other words, you see the 9 as a denominator, or you simply see this part of the equation as a division, x divided by 9. So to undo division, we can apply multiplication on both sides. So x over 9 equals 11. So now let's multiply 9 on the left side and 9 on the right side. And so that will give us, okay, this part will be cancelled. And now we left 11 times 9 is equals to 99. How about two steps equation? Now let's see what are different steps that we need to do in order to solve two steps equation. Okay, first we identify the operations. Next, we have to undo the operations. Third, we have to balance the equation by doing to both left and right side of the equations. Fourth, we have to repeat the steps and we solve for the variable. And finally, we have to go back and check if our solution is correct. Okay, for example, x over 2 minus 3 is equals to 8. In this equation, you can clearly see that this equation requires two steps because we have two terms involved, x over 2 and negative 3. So here, x over 2 is a division. This line is a fraction bar, which means a division. Okay, so this is a minus sign, which means a subtraction. And to undo the operations, remember that multiplication is the opposite of division. So multiplication undoes division, and division is the opposite of multiplication. So division undoes multiplication. Now don't forget to keep the equation balanced at all times. So whatever you do to the left side, you also have to do to the right side of the equation. Just consider the steps that we have mentioned earlier. If it requires more than once, then we have to repeat and repeat and repeat until the equation is finally solved. So let's try this example. 7x plus 15 is equals to 85. So first, we have to identify the operation. So we have here an addition and a multiplication. So first, let's combine like terms. So 7x plus 15. Okay, we have to get rid of this 15. So we minus 15 on the left side and we minus 15 as well on the right side. So simplify, 7x is equals to 70. Next, we have an operation here, multiplication. So to undo multiplication, we have to divide both sides by 7 and 7. So finally, 7 divided 7 is 1. So x is equals to 70 divided by 7 is 10. Next, we have 2/3 x minus 6 is equals to 28. So our operations are minus and division. So first, let's combine like terms. So we have 2/3 x minus 6. To undo minus 6, we have 2 plus 6. And do the same on the right side. Now we have 2/3 x. This is now 0. 28 plus 6 is equals to 34. Now we have a bar here, so it's a division. So we need to multiply the inverse of 2/3 on both sides. So that's 3 over 2. And we also multiply 3 over 2. So now 3, 3, 2, 2 are out. So x is equals to, okay, we can simplify 34 divided by 2, which is 17. And 17 times 3 is 51. Now, to further understand this equation, we can take a look. Now, graphing a linear equation. When graphing the solution to a linear equation with one variable in the number line, you can put a dot or a point on the answer. When you're asked to graph the solution to a linear equation with one variable on the number line, we simply put a dot to represent the answer on the number line. Okay, so x minus 3 is equals to negative 7. So we can do this and do negative 3. So we have 2 plus 3. Also have 2 plus 3. And so we have x is equals to negative 7 plus 3 is equals to negative 4. So to represent negative 4 on the number line, we just need to have a dot here. Okay? Easy. I guess you're ready to do the exercises. So take your pen and your paper, or your pen and your notebook, and start working on this. And I believe that this won't take you long to get all the correct answers. So good luck and have fun discovering how much you have learned in this video. So you may pause the video for the meantime to get the questions, and you may proceed later on to check your answers. So are you ready to check your work? Okay, so please go along with me. Okay, next page. Next page. Okay, last one. And we're done. So how is it? Pretty well, huh? Okay, so time to give yourself a pat. Great job well done for today. So guys, I hope that you have learned in this video presentation, and I hope to see you in the next lesson. So see you in the next lesson. Okay, bye.